King's Country at kingscountry.net. I'm Jim King of the radio. Thanks for being here. Also have a little TV show known as the Jim King of the TV show. We've got a special edition, got a little treat for you this week. It's our Beaumont Boys Bash edition. Two-part miniseries we're kicking off this week with exclusives with Mark Chestnut and Tracy Byrd, interviews and exclusive concert footage. We go all the way back to Cutters, where it all began for them in the early 90s. It was their launching pad, the stage where they rose to fame back in the early 90s. We also have a music video from Clay Walker, exclusive with Clay Walker, and a little treat at the end. We're going to have a teenaged Casey Chestnut from our Royal Archives performing Too Cold at Home at Pine Tree Lodge. Got details on the way, more of them, and audio samples. Welcome to the show. Come on in.
Welcome to the big show.
Wop bop a loo bop. Wop bop a loo bop.
He could go all the way.
Wop bop a loo bop. The weekend's here. It's Friday. Alrighty.
Like Willie and Wade and me.
King's Country at kingscountry.net. It's a TGIF edition. Jim King of the radio driving you through the lunch hour. We're always serving up some cool stuff. And, of course, Her Highness Dolly Parton is a mainstay here on King's Country. We play practically everything she's ever released. Now, here's a blast from the past. Here is Dolly Parton on the Donnie and Marie talk show, remember back when, talking about why she had so many brothers and sisters.
Mormon, right? So this is a religious thing, you having all these kids. We didn't have that excuse. We were just horny hicks.
Streaming from the studio of King of the Road Productions in Beaumont, Texas. It's the Jim King of the radio show. Come on in. Don't confuse it with the TV show. It's a lot like this, but with moving pictures. We've got a fantastic episode this week. It's episode number 978 for those of you who may be keeping track. It's a Beaumont Boys edition. We haven't done that in almost a year. A full episode of the Beaumont Boys, Mark Chestnut, Tracy Byrd, and the rising Beaumont boy, Casey Chestnut, and, of course, Clay Walker. He keeps appearing on the national scene quite a bit. You hear a lot about Clay Walker these days. Anyway, here's an audio sample of the show. Don't miss it on Fox 4, the CW, Strike TV, and YouTube.
King of the road.
Jim King of the
Oh, my daddy had a job on an oil rig. But he did his living at a Cuban gig. He played guitar with a mighty hand. But he left again for the promised land.
Once upon a time in Beaumont, Texas, there was a little old nightclub on College Street named Cutters.
Well, it seems sometimes I can hear it still.
And it's where country stars Mark Chestnut and Tracy Byrd got their first big breaks. Back then, it was Mark Chestnut and the New South Band, along with Tracy Byrd and Heartbro.
You can touch the sky.
A few years earlier, Mark first hit the stage on the Charlie Pruitt Country Music Show.
We got a hometown boy coming up right now. When we had auditions 3 weeks ago, he got up and sang us 2 songs. Then he got up and sang about 15 songs after that, after we had a jam session. And you're going to like this fella, because he's a good one. He's 18 years old, and he comes from Southport, Texas. And his name is Mark Chestnut. Come on out here, Mark, and give it to me.
Of course, Mark ended up honky-tonking his way all the way to Nashville and the top of the country charts numerous times.
Well, I only planned on 1 or 2. I might stay for 3 if that good-looking thing in the corner keeps smiling back at me. Oh, I'm not getting any better than goodbye.
Hello, Mark. Welcome back. Mark, I know this is a thrill for you because George is your hero.
That's right. Greatest. I'm nervous. I'm scared to death right now. I've been on this show about 5 or 6 times, and I just about started getting comfortable with it, about all these cameras and things, and then I have to sing in front of George Jones.
Well, you're doing a good job, son.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, George has always been my main inspiration, I guess, because my daddy grew up here in Beaumont, and George spent a lot of time here, living here. And back in the 50s, Daddy and George were buddies. They were hanging around together and running the beer joints around here. And so I've always been fascinated with George Jones. And I met him back in the 80s. I was with a band that happened to play a fundraiser for Sheriff Mike Holthaffel over in Hardin County. I think George had gotten in some trouble down there, and that was part of his deal. He had to go play a free show for the sheriff, and I opened up that night. That's when I first met him, and he remembered my daddy, and we talked. And after that, I did several shows opening up at Jones Country when he had that, and we've been friends ever since.
Retirement don't fit in my plan. You keep your seat, I'm gonna stand. Eskimo needs your Frigidaire.
I need your rocking chair.
I don't need no rocking chair. You don't need your rocking chair. You're tall and Medicare. You're tall and Medicare. I've got a little neon in my vein. He's got neon in his vein. This may hurt on me, man. This may hurt on me, the pain. You believe the rocking on the stand. Doesn't rocking on the stage. Ain't looking hot, I'm in no game. Can't keep this pressure in the cage.
Little bit old, but I ain't there.
I don't need no rocking chair. No, you don't need your rocking chair.
Body's old, but it ain't there.
You don't need it. We don't need no rocking chair.
Don't miss our Beaumont Boys episode of the Jim King of the TV show. Several more opportunities on Fox 4, the CW, Strike TV, and always available on YouTube, the Jim King of the TV and radio YouTube channel. That's all I've got for now, but more country music. Here it comes on King's Country. KingsCountry.net. I'm Jim King. In case you hadn't heard, Blake Shelton, when he's not on his ranch in Oklahoma, tending to his cattle, as I see him on Facebook sometimes, he has time to release albums. In fact, he's got a new one, and he even stopped by the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon this week, with Jimmy starting off by roasting Blake's new album cover. Blake's a pretty good sport about it.
I think the album cover is cool. It's mysterious. You're like a stranger in a bar.
Stop.
No.
What are you doing? Just say your joke. I know you're building up to something.
No, you're like thinking of like you're in front of a jukebox. You're like there's a map behind you with like a whip. You're like Indiana Jones. And you're deciding what song should I play next.
Let's hear a little something.
What song? The whole jukebox full of music back there. But I'm gonna pick one. This guy's starting a bar fight. This guy. Like, what do you like?
Would you ask me some real questions?
How you doing, man?